Imagine a library burned to the ground, its ancient texts turned to ash. Now, imagine those stories resurrected, not on paper, but in sound. That's what's happening right now with African story podcasts. What you were never taught is that Africa's history isn't just dusty textbooks. It's a living, breathing oral tradition, passed down through generations. And it almost vanished. Between 2019 and 2021, something remarkable happened. A wave of podcasts emerged: African Folktales Podcast, Stories Mother Told, Africa's Untold Stories. These weren't just entertainment. They were digital archives, rescuing stories from the brink. Take Stories Mother Told, hosted from Port Harcourt, Nigeria. These are bedtime stories, the kind the host heard as a child. But in modern Port Harcourt, those stories are fading, replaced by screens and fleeting trends. So, what's the real story here? For centuries, African narratives were suppressed. British colonial powers banned pagan storytelling in Nigeria and Kenya. And these bans went on well into the 20th century. Think about that. An entire continent's worth of history, silenced. Now, these podcasts are fighting back. African Stories on Spotify explicitly calls itself an archive. It's not just about entertainment. It's about preservation. These podcasts revive tales of Anansi the Spider, a trickster figure of Akan origin from Ghana, and Zulu myths. They tell stories of Mansa Musa, the 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire, who controlled gold trade routes from Timbuktu to Cairo, stories that highlight pre-colonial power and wealth. But there's a twist. African horror stories blends unverified eyewitness accounts with folklore. Imagine students, passers-by, even crying children, sharing their experiences of the supernatural. It's a potent mix of myth and reality, sometimes blurring the lines in ways that spark controversy. Why was this history buried? Because colonial narratives dominated. For centuries, the story of Africa was written by outsiders. They controlled the narrative, often erasing or distorting pre-colonial achievements and complex social structures. Africa's Untold Stories shines a light on events like the 1884 Berlin Conference, where Europe divided Africa among themselves. They tell the story of Queen Nzinga of Nongo, who fought the Portuguese in Angola from 1624 to 1663, a story rarely found in Western textbooks. This suppression benefited those who sought to exploit Africa's resources and maintain control. Today, these podcasts are reaching over 15 million listeners globally according to 2026 FeedSpot estimates. They're not just reaching scholars. They're reaching young people, urban youth who might never have heard these stories otherwise. The impact is real. Episodes are influencing school curricula in South Africa and Nigeria since 2021. Platforms like Spotify are seeing a 20% listener growth in sub-Saharan Africa. But there are controversies. Some accuse the African Folktales podcast of cultural appropriation, generalizing tales across 54 countries without acknowledging tribal origins. They risk diluting the rich, specific identities of different ethnic groups. These podcasts are more than just entertainment. They are a digital monument to a cultural heritage that was almost lost. They are a testament to the power of oral tradition and the resilience of the African spirit. They are a reminder that history is not just what's written in books. It's what's passed down, shared, and remembered. These stories matter. They shape our understanding of the past, inform our present, and inspire our future. Now, the question is, will we listen?